Okay, thank you for joining us again. It's Craig and Gary from CBTG. I'm Craig Hendrickson, Chief Executive Officer and co-founder.
Gary Pendleton, account executive.
Yeah, and color commentator. Right? This is the next video in our web series of videos that we're making for potential clients to get to know us and see behind the curtain and a little bit behind the scenes. The topic that we want to tackle in this particular video is to highlight some of the wins that we've had as a company. So, we have been around quite a while. We founded the company in early 2010, and my business partner and I worked together for 3 or 4 years before that. So there's a lot of history there. We're 2 decades of planting seeds in Connecticut soil. So there's a lot to talk about. We've had some good wins over the years, especially for a company of our size. We're considered a boutique specialty services company here in Connecticut. Most of our clients fall into the mid-sized space. And some of what we've done over the years has been high-profile projects. I want to talk about that a little bit today. First and foremost, I think, just because it's something that everybody's heard of, we'll talk about the Hartford Yard Goats and the decision they made when minor league baseball came to Connecticut. This is 10 years or so now that we've been doing this. A lot of people watching the video have probably been in Connecticut at least that long and remember when Duncan Park got built in Hartford.
It was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It was quite a project, and there was a lot of spotlights on all of it, right? So, the Yard Goats are the minor league affiliate of the Colorado Rockies Major League Baseball team. And Connecticut had been without a major sports team, professional sports team, since, sorry, UConn Huskies, I'm sort of speaking professional sports team already. Huge Huskies fan, by the way. Since the Whalers left in what I think that's like 94, right? So
something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Last game I was at.
So there was a bit of a lapse in that world of what do we go to Hartford for? We want to see sports. There's nothing here, and I think there was a long conversation about bringing a minor league team in. The city of Hartford, proposed some space. They made deals with the city about $5 parking. That was a big deal to kind of help this work long term, to make the city accessible and make this a success for everybody. There's a lot of moving pieces when you talk about a project of that capacity. Not the least of which is choosing a local IT team to help you build the park, architect it, do their piece, put you in a stable network, and then B, physically install those things and work with the general contractors in the towns and other timelines and other vendors and take all the meetings and there was a lot of ISP stuff. We were meeting with Frontier a lot in those eras. We were meeting with the team. We were meeting with the general contractors. A lot of moving parts. So to have success there, all the way into now 10 years later, we're still supporting the team. So
there was a lot of meetings with a lot of different vendors and a lot of moving parts. So it took a lot of trust in the Yard Goats to work with us, and I think we took that as a challenge, and we did an excellent job. It's been a wonderful relationship for the last 10 years. And I truly enjoy working with them.
We have the best seats. That's worth mentioning.
Absolutely. If you haven't been to one of the games, definitely go to one of the games. Beautiful park.
Expanded signage coming this year, but definitely a success story. It helped put our name on the map. Quite a bit to be able to win that, first of all, because it was a very competitive situation, and we were not the largest company, obviously, that threw their hat in the ring there. So. They put faith in us. They came and toured our facility and met all the people. There was a lot of handshakes. There was a timeline involved. They were not in a rush for this decision. They really looked in all the corners, right?
Yeah.
Did their homework, and we were thrilled when we won it. We took it very seriously, and obviously we did it the right way, because here we are 10 years later, and we're still there and doing more than we ever did. So.
Well, it's wonderful too, because I'm a huge baseball fan. So to be able to work with this team has been a thrill for me. I've really enjoyed it, and here's to another 30 years.
You're going to talk about batting practice out there?
Oh
You've been on the field a few
actually,
times.
yes, they did. I had this dream where I was going to show up. They had a batting practice where they allowed people to come on the field, season ticket holders come on the field and take swings and shag fly balls. And I, humorously enough, thought I was going to hit a home run, or at least a couple. And I hit more pop flies than anything. But it was a wonderful experience. We were able to go on the field and actually play a little bit, and so for me, being a huge baseball nut, it was super cool.
Well, in a related story, you still work at CBTG. I mean, we all know they didn't sign you, so
yeah. I think they didn't. No interest. I didn't even. Yeah.
Stick with your day job.
No contracts. Yep.
Right. So yeah, that's definitely a win we like to tout, obviously, because it's high profile. Another one that comes to mind when we talk about high profile, which is almost the same timeline, was a project to build a biotech incubator. This was, at the time, Governor Daniel Malloy's, one of his projects, and it was kind of his baby. He was very proud of it. It was another high profile situation. The goal was to build a facility that could co-house and co-manage space for startup companies in the biotech industry, sponsored by the state of Connecticut, somewhat funded by the state of Connecticut, where they could have square footage, they could share tech labs, they could share different facilities without having to come up with that cost themselves, with the ultimate goal of these companies, coming to fruition, having success, and staying in Connecticut. So we actually went through the same scrutiny process with that. I think that was, as I recall, quite competitive as well.
Absolutely.
And you were closer, at the front end of your career here at the time, but they did pick a facility. Thankfully, it was kind of in near the geography where you live, because I know you were there a lot those first couple of years.
Yes, there were a lot of changes, and they rebuilt the entire inside to make it an absolute beautiful place for these small businesses that couldn't afford having their own infrastructure, their own buildings. So to provide them that, I think it was a great venture, and I'm super proud to be a part of it.
So let's talk about other things that CBTG does with real wins and real results. We have a lot of our clients that are in Connecticut for headquarters, but have locations outside of Connecticut. So a lot of our larger tier clients, they'll have their base of operations here. They're considered a Connecticut company. They hire a Connecticut IT company. It's right in the title. But we end up finding out that they have 3 or 4 locations across the country, or sometimes even across the globe. Talk to me about how we're successful there, and how we support those kind of companies.
Well, just if you're a company that's looking from the outside in, you might think there's a lot of challenges to that. And if we set up the networks the correct way when it comes to our services and support, and make sure that we roll it out to all of the end users, a lot of times the service we're able to provide, the locations outside of the state, are similar to the ones inside of the state. And if we ever have to jump on a plane or jump in a car to go there for any major network upgrade, we've done that plenty of times.
Yeah, a few times a year.
A few times a year, and certainly some of the states are more fun to go to than others, but we'll leave that alone. But from a tech standpoint and from a sales executive standpoint, it's always important for us to make sure that those other locations feel like they're part of they're part of the team. They're getting the support and services that they deserve. Just because they're outside of Connecticut does not mean they're going to get anything less than the headquarters here. So we want to make sure that they understand that, and they get the support and service.
So I can assume that you're still trying to get a client in Hawaii?
Oh, yeah. It's
You had any success there?
The CBTG Hawaii branch is not open yet. So.
I think, all joking aside, I think the last count we are in 17 states and 6 countries or territories, even though we provide all our service from here in Connecticut. And even in Connecticut, we used to have 2 locations. We were at our main office here in central Connecticut, and we at one point took a facility on in Fairfield County, thinking that brick and mortar down there would help us establish. And that worked for a little while. I think COVID caused us to rethink things and kind of consolidate some budgets. And during that same time, we took a much bigger space here in central Connecticut. And frankly, I've really liked having everyone under the same roof. It's ease of management, ease of service delivery. We know where all our cars are. We know where all our people are. We can have our conversations one time. It's been easier to manage.
You can only have so many Teams meetings.
Well, in that, it's funny, over those last few years, Teams has become so much more acceptable too. And I think
Correct.
COVID, made that happen.
Absolutely.
Just not in our industry only, but across the board. I mean, you got to think, 10 years ago, we were trying to get in everybody's conference room, and now people prefer to take that meeting over Teams. And that took a little while to get used to. It was a little bit of an adjustment, but, I think everybody's kind of there now. So, there's benefits to that.
Part of working with CBTG, what's made it fun working for you and Bob and with CBTG is we always have, or you have had the ability to host some really cool CBTG outings, team building outings. Fortunately, we're able to get some really great seats at the Yard Goats we talked about before, but we've also had outings at comedy shows or beautiful restaurants, and that's helped keep the tech team loose. It's helped keep everybody engaged and truly enjoy working for CBTG. And I think that's important for us to be able to provide a good service and support. We have to be happy at the place we work for, and I enjoy working for CBTG.
Well, I appreciate that. You can still try and get that client in Hawaii. I'm fine with all that. Thank you. I think that kind of covers what we wanted to get across in this video. So I appreciate your time and knowledge in this, and I'm sure I'll see you in one of these in the near future.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.